Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 107 of Music Real Talk with Marbin. Sorry we skipped a week. Just shit got busy, man. I've been making a lot of these content videos. It's been where been putting a lot of my free time. Still hasn't caught on, not going viral, but the meme game is strong. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but we made like dozens of dollars from that, so
Mm-hmm.
it was worth it. Uh,
No,
yeah,
we
people don't get the stuff with the meme, but we're getting paid for it.
Yeah,
So
dude. So this is how it works. When you have a big Facebook page, like when your Facebook page is over, I think 200,000 likes, then you're eligible for bonus programs on Facebook. I think when you have smaller pages, you have different kinds of bonuses. And usually it's like live stream for like, I don't know, like 10
like 1,000
hours.
hours.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we made a lot of
every,
money doing that.
yeah, like
Like not a
every
lot, but a lot
for
for pay.
Facebook bonuses. Yeah, it's like thousands of dollars. They'll give you like $1,000 for streaming 20 hours or something, and they
Yeah.
do it like a few times. Um, and so they had one for reels, and we started making reels. But like our reel game is, it's like for
We
the
started
whole.
too late for
Yeah.
reels.
Well, we're also like not speaking their language. That shit's supposed to be. That's like literally for people who are young and understand what's going on around them in this day's world. But
A
like
lot
the
of that stuff, I told you, your stuff is still too long for that. A lot of that stuff needs to be like 5 seconds, 10 seconds,
yeah,
20
but
seconds
I'm saying
tops.
like I got 150,000 views and it was $50 on
Yeah.
Facebook for 150,000. So that means and I think they capped the bonus at like 3 grand. So that means some people like
Yeah,
yeah
obviously hundreds of millions. Yeah,
yeah yeah.
I told you that like months ago at this point that if you look at the numbers, it's like you cannot compare the numbers anymore.
I know, and I think like because I was thinking about like what's real material in my day to day, and like my guitar playing and thoughts about theory are probably like the least, but like like if I take a picture of my actual shit in the toilet bowl and be like, that's one time that turd stuck straight up, that would it's like I know it will perform better if I take a picture of my actual shit.
Probably not,
No,
but
it will. Come on, it will. Then
it
then
will
what?
not.
Then how to sound like Pat Metheny? I'm actually willing to place money that if I have a clever zesty punchline for a picture of my actual shit in the toilet bowl, it will perform better than a Pat
Yeah,
Metheny video.
I'm taking this bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
It's a good test. It's a good test.
If anything, you take a picture of your wife's shit and be like, women poop too. Can you believe it?
Oh my god, dude. Do you know how angry she would be?
Just take a picture of your shit and save it.
Took a picture of my wife's shit. Women too. Look at that bear shit come out of my wife's ass.
And then I have a picture of her too.
I'll put that like her LinkedIn.
I'm mad it should be.
So mad.
It's like
Forced
I
them
feel like
off.
I feel like you would be so mad you wouldn't even know what to do.
She would.
What can you even say to something like that?
She gets mad about like that. She gets mad about stuff that like isn't even like not supposed to make you mad. So it's like that.
Like this is so crazy. What would you even say? Like
She
you won't be.
She just charged me. She just charged me
That's what I think.
with like a blunt object.
Yeah, I think so.
So funny. Oh
Yeah, you
my!
might have. Yeah.
That was
Well,
great.
I ask you. Well, your dad listens to the
And
podcast. Ask him.
no,
Ask him if he thinks you should do
the
it.
funniest thing is like in the fit of rage as she's charging me, trying to kill me, to try to explain to her the logic of why I posted it. It's like it's a test between this and like a Pat Metheny. It's like, who's Pat Metheny?
Yeah.
I like that. It would be a perfect game if we film that and put that on
Both.
TikTok.
No, all of it. All of it. What's gonna be? Yeah.
It's like it's every time it's like a layer out, it zooms out, and
Yeah.
that's the actual reel. Yeah. I mean, I guess you have to sit down and actually think about what makes a good reel. But anyway, back to the meme
I
thing.
told you, if you're really tall and you have a tall sister, but then you have another sister that's even taller, and then you have a brother that's even taller. That's a great material for reels.
This is the thing. Like, if you're that family that made that thing that like literally everybody in the world saw, like he's taller, he's tall. Like, do they just keep remaking that
Yes,
video? Like, is that their
yes,
thing?
yes.
Like, do they just do it in the reverse? Like, he's so tall, his sister's shorter. His one sister's even shorter.
No,
Just the same
now,
man.
they do poetry. They shred on saxophones. They fly to the moon. No, of course they do it. That's all they got. That's
Dude.
why they did it.
Well, they
Because
do
that's all they got.
just like pass a bucket.
Dude, it makes perfect sense. When you're that tall, literally everybody you meet are like, dude, how fucking tall are you?
Yeah, I
Dude, you're
mean,
fucking tall.
when I meet somebody like the dude in Idaho, in Moscow, what's his name?
Big Dave, big
Vertical Dave.
vertical Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you look up and you like, it's like, I know it's every interaction you have with like a new person, but how tall are you, bro? It's like you're so fucking tall. You just can't not ask it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or comment on it. It's awkward not to comment on it.
Yeah, it's like, how are we both the same species?
Yeah, we're not. Jews and them are not.
Yeah, but it's not like every non-Jew is a fucking. No, once you get to like 7 feet, you're like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah, dude. There's something else happened there. Something else for sure. Um, so in any case, to finish that story about why we're posting all these fucking memes to you like 100 people who actually love us deeply and listen to this podcast. The deal is they came up with a new challenge, which is performance, and I read it and I almost shat my pants because it says that we're gonna pay you per like, share, or comment
Yeah,
on
but
anything
they don't really
except for
explain.
a reel or story. They don't explain the payment structure, but they do give you a real time like count of the money going up. And we're already at like $1,500 for just memes, for just people vomiting poison on each other on the internet. After, dude, there was a religious debate on the Jesus meme. Somebody was like, unfollow, I will not, I love the music, but I hate the blasphemy. And so because that you saw the strike back from today.
No.
It was stupid. It wasn't even funny. It wasn't good. Like
Did you see that this chick from West Virginia wrote that people lose their shit when she plays quarter notes?
oh yeah.
I was started to comment, but I didn't have a right thing to tell her because I wanted to tell her it's because you play bass
Yeah.
and bass is retarded, but so it's actually not because you're a woman; it's because you're playing like a child's instrument.
Hmm.
But I felt like I didn't have the right thing to say it in a
You
in
know,
the
you
correct
know what
tone.
the funny thing about bass jokes is that there's this vibe, like after you post like a bass meme, like joking about bass, it's like haha, it's like he's joking. He actually really appreciates bassists. But man, could
Dude, I
that be
can
any
I can I can do bass jokes all day long, every day, all day.
dude? It's to be actually funny, you have to have a little bit of disdain for the industry. You have to like really see it for what it is. Again, not to say that there aren't amazing bassists out there. There really are. There are. They in this generation probably more than ever in a way.
No.
But the amount of just children who have no concept of anything that play that instrument compared to any other instrument is insane.
Yeah.
Like we met people. I've played with some people recently.
Dude, you play quarter notes when people are when people at the same song play 30-second notes,
Yeah.
and for the life of me, it's easier to find somebody to play 30-second notes than somebody to play quarter notes. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
not because it's harder. It's because okay, it's not easy. It's not true because it's not easy to find saxophone players with shred, but it's like to find a bass player that can play walking bass. It's they they're telling them like if you can play walking bass correctly, you're like a god of bass. Dude,
Yeah.
it's quarter notes.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that if you're in Chicago in 2022 and you're trying to find a saxophone player that makes quarter notes sound good, then you're going to be also
No, you can find some.
shit out of luck. Some. You can find some bassists too. It's just, I think, yeah, I mean, there's the obvious thing where there's, to just glide by on bass, you have to be
Dude,
at
the
such
bass
a low
players we
level.
played with, the bass player we play with, like Jesus.
Yeah, like
Like
John Lawler or
John
something.
Lawler.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the worst
No.
that we played with.
We hired a guy over him, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, we hired him over some other
Over
one.
some other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's the same thing I would say about Blake too, with how, um,
Yeah.
stupid he was. It's like it says less about him and about us and more about like all the people we played with that he was better than. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's yeah, there's a big lack right now happening. Like it is weird because I keep seeing players popping up.
Wait,
That,
sorry. Don't you think it'd be funny if we talk to some of the drummers that we auditioned while we auditioned Blake, and you talk to them about drums, and they would give you this explanation like drums. You really have to understand rhythm. It's really complicated. You have to find ways to practice and have independent limbs, and it's really a cerebral kind of instrument. And but also you have to find the groove. And it's like, oh yeah, we got somebody that's 60 IQ, 60 IQ, and does it better than you. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a real compromise between things because he did get it. Like he made the drums sound very good, and
Yeah.
at times he did groove, but then some
And
measures
sometimes he
had
had
some
solos.
measures some measures just had like 19/16 notes.
I think like one of the best drum solos I've ever heard in my life was him playing Splow in Bismarck, North
Hmm.
Dakota.
Don't remember that.
I remember I was like, what the fuck was
Who
that?
are
It was
you?
insane.
Yeah.
And then day later, it was like slow in 40 BPM in red light. Be like, yeah, it's fluctuates. People like it.
Yeah, dude. Ah, yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I
He
feel
ate
like
so much shit in
when
Lexington, Kentucky once that people, including us, laughed. And,
yeah, I remember that. And the audience was laughing at him
yeah.
the solo. It was great. We were laughing too. I think when you're a person like that, then some solos really connect much more than other solos, but it's sort of like a lot of times like you're in a bad mood or something, and then you think like, man, I didn't have any water today, or some unrelated shit that like you would assume everything's just like that your state of mind is somehow severed from your physiology. But with Blake, it could be like, man, I just had fried fish, scrambled eggs, 2 milkshakes, a whiskey bourbon, Adderall, pot, and 3 beers. It's just like it's just system. It's just like what the fuck is going on? And then he's like, okay, drum solo, go.
Well, there is this thing about the monkeys that if you put the monkeys in a room, I'm sure it's not true, and somebody was saying, but like if you
That
put,
sounds like such a fallacy.
yeah, I know, but the idea behind it, and there is something true about it, with Blake. But obviously it's not completely, but the idea behind it is if something is completely random,
Hmm.
then there is a chance something will come out of it. But most people, they just suck. So they do the same thing and it's bad. Again, Blake did not suck. Blake,
Well, I mean that's the thing. It's not really random. You know,
like I
it's just
always thought
bad.
that I thought that in a lot of ways, like I thought that everybody thought we sounded better, that Greg was better, we sounded better with Greg, but I actually thought we sounded better with Blake mostly.
Hmm.
I
Well,
just thought that the stuff with Blake, and I liked how he played better in some ways than Greg. I just thought that with Blake, when he fucked up, everybody knew it. And
yeah.
with Greg, when he fucked up, it just sounded like everything else he did, which was not random, but completely overcomplicated nonsense on top of nonsense on top of nonsense.
It's just when it gets to this level of like when you're not sure if it's complexity or nonsense, your brain just doesn't want to engage with it. It's like
Yeah.
let somebody else have it.
Dude, listen to my solo on Redline that we did in the
Hmm.
video, which is not the greatest solo, but it's fine. But again, you can't disconnect it from the music. And he plays against what I'm playing every fill in this
Hmm.
fucking solo. Like he plays against the saxophone that's soloing every fucking fill.
Well,
And
you
you
know,
see, and you see me shake my head. We left it in. Shake
yeah.
my head before I start. Like, what the fuck is this
What
guy
the
doing?
fuck are you doing?
And it's and that's what I'm saying. But people didn't see it that way. But so and so people I know would say stuff about Blake,
The
but I
most amazing
actually
thing about
liked
him,
playing with him more.
Greg really thought that he was helping us against our will. You know,
Yeah,
he really thought that he was bringing us into this century. And in a way he was, in a he did understand something about the aesthetic of students and the actual jazz community, like the 17 people that he went to school with in his program.
yeah, but it's ridiculous because it doesn't matter how much nonsense he would play; they were not gonna like us.
No, no. But I think he thought that if he just did that, it would be kind of a good
It was
injection, an infusion of that style into our music. It didn't
it,
work.
it was trying to trance us.
It was trying to trans us. That's correct. Um, yeah. It's bizarre how people you know will put their thing in the music over asking themselves what actually would work, which I get in a sense. I mean, if I guess if somebody hired me and truly, you know, and I wanted to be in that project, but he truly hated like the way I think and really tried to make me think a different way to serve the music, I'm guessing I'd be pretty miserable pretty fast. To
Yeah,
ask you to go against your musical intuitions is a big ask.
yeah. So yeah, again, I thought that Blake, I thought he sounded good with him. I just, to me, the he had two big problems. One problem was that people didn't think it was great.
Yeah.
Just because again, they could tell when he fucks up. He would fuck up just in a way that's not endearing, and it's like it's people saw it as amateurish.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
then the thing that would drive me nuts most of all, because that actually wasn't the stuff that drove me nuts, was the fact that he could not fix anything.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't have the capacity, the mental space, like nothing.
It's
You
like there
know,
was no reason to talk about anything because he would just. It's not
he didn't understand.
talking
It
to
wasn't his
music.
fault.
Yeah, talking to music. It's not. There is no line that connects talking and thinking to music.
For him, there wasn't for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, there obviously is for you or for me, but I'm saying for him specifically. So it
Even
was
for
very
me, it's hard.
frustrating.
It's easy to talk about it, but it's hard to make it translate to something on the fly. So to
No, that's not true. If I tell you something about
it's
your
hard to
solos, you
it's
can
hard for
change it
me.
right away.
Yeah, but I'd have to remember it while the solo's happening, and usually my mind kind of drifts. Unless like I'm making it a point to,
Yeah, which you would.
I probably would, but yeah, it's so rare that I get a piece of criticism that I'm actually intending to
I would
take to
not. You
heart.
don't get criticism from me, but you would get like, "Hey, try this," or you tell me, "Try doing this shit," and then I do it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
with Blake, it was like, try not to,
try not to eat shit to bed. Yeah,
try not to slow down by 40 BPM in red line.
right.
And he was like, "No, people like it."
Yeah, there's so ever since I started doing content, by the way, fucking Nick, the guy who's editing my new videos, what a godsend. I mean, I just love this fucking guy, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some stuff with him soon too.
He's just so good, and he's
Do you
learning.
not have any problems in your building anymore?
I'm using an IR. I'm doing everything through the computer.
What's gonna happen if I go play saxophone there? We're gonna lose our fucking shit, Danny.
I don't know. Let's try. I mean, they changed the rules in the building to fuck with me, and they said that you're not allowed to amplify any instruments.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, you're not amplifying an instrument, just playing
Yeah, but
saxophone.
if this guy gonna come and freak out, I'm just
I'll be
worried
there.
it's gonna.
I'll be there. We know jujitsu. We're gonna strangle this motherfucker.
Yeah, but I'm more worried about me losing my shit than which doesn't really happen. But
I won't worry about it.
I am wondering if one day with all the shit, and then I'm gonna have to kill somebody.
Just unload. Just unload on him.
Yeah, so I've not been in a situation like that. I don't think it would happen. I'm not the kind of guy.
That's what you think. But so in your imagination, you go track jazz instructional material. A neighbor knocks on the door and you choke him to death.
Well, I don't know
if that's a scenario.
Knocks on the door, but he threatened he's gonna break in.
Okay, and then you choke him to death.
So if he breaks in with a bunch of guys and try to start shit.
Wow. Okay. No. So they're not. No. That's fictional. That's not going to happen.
Well, he told you he's going to break the door. I don't know what you know.
Well, it's. I mean, it would be.
Listen, it's probably not happen. I have very
I'm imagining it like all in like 90s pixelated resolution, like a game of Double Dragon.
Yeah.
He kicks in the door, and then 3 guys walk in a row, and you just sit on him and choke him.
Yeah, well, I still know how to kick and punch, but the thing is that
you're not that flexible.
Yeah, listen,
you can kick his chins.
Yeah, it's more than, believe me, it's more than enough. Yeah, you kick somebody's shins or thighs, it's more than enough. But above the knee, but it's no. Listen, I don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't want to be in a situation like that.
You won't.
It's not. I think I had a lot of self-control the last year.
Are you talking about not strangling your wife now?
Not even screaming.
Oh, by the way, hey. Danny's officially divorced.
Not even screaming
Danny's
at her.
Divorced. Danny is single.
I didn't even scream at her.
That's pretty good.
And didn't send her text messages about what I think about her. Like even once. Dude, I think that's pretty good self-control.
I think you've earned the right to murder my neighbor.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I think I have pretty good self-control, so I don't think it's a huge deal, but I just don't want to be in a situation like that.
First of all, if we're filming and somehow any of this gets caught on camera, we've made it.
We'll make something.
Dude, that's like the best content. We're actually we're crushing it on reels, on stories.
That's actually very good content of me kicking somebody's ass.
What, like a saxophone instructional video turning into a deadly jiu-jitsu match?
It's not gonna be deadly, but yeah.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
It would be amazing, especially if I won't do any like stand-up, I'll just do straight jiu-jitsu, just sitting and butt scooting.
grab his feet.
Yeah.
Bring him down that way.
That'll be hilarious.
I think you should come prepared and just wear a gi to the content session.
No, I've been doing no gi too, so I'll just wear leotard. Okay,
that's even better.
That's what you're doing, no gi. How funny is that? Because gi, it's like a lot of people. Yeah, gi is not realistic.
So, but like when people walk by your like little jiu-jitsu student. Like, look at these middle-aged fags going to a fucking ballet class.
You've never you don't know what you wear in
No,
Nogi? You've never
no.
seen it? It's like it's called rash guards, but it's basically like it's like panties or something. I don't know how you call it. Like leggings. It's like you wear leggings and
Do you
at the
guys look like
same.
you're about to do some ballet?
Well, it looks really gay, and when we hug each other, so I don't know.
That's so funny.
Yeah, well, it's I wear well, I wear shorts over it, obviously. But always thing is like, what if I wore shorts? How funny would it be?
Oh my god.
You know, because you just wear leggings and you see your dick and balls. Like, that would be so great.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
And then getting choked out by somebody like that, it's like,
It's the best.
yeah.
You don't know what living is till that happens to you. Anyways, I just gotta say, huge shout out to Nick. Like just crushing it on editing, and I would never do it. Like I see him set up the cameras and getting the light right, doing the white test, the white bound test, and like getting the footage from the memory cards, labeling where everything is. Like I would never,
yeah,
ever.
we stopped at the camera, like we put it on and we're like, oh my God.
Yeah, I would never be able to do any of that. Color correcting, editing it together. Just, it's so much work.
I could do it on my phone. That's it. Couldn't even put it online. Do it on my phone and send it to you. That's the most I could do.
Yeah.
And then because I made a bunch, people don't know, but I made a bunch of stuff. But then Nick came to the picture, so we were like, yeah, it makes no sense.
Dude,
I'll just do it with Nick.
people don't have the wave. Like, you know, it's like, they can watch Bert Kreischer hang out with like Bill Burr or like somebody on Rogan, or it's like with the same time, you know, it's like you gotta at least compete in a similar arena on some level, you know, not just the information.
I'm wondering if people are sick of it like we are.
Of what? Of everything? Comedians.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know. I'm a fan of Tim Dillon. I think he's hilarious.
Well, also
His
Tom Segura
producer,
is hilarious, and Bill
his
Burr and
producer,
all those
yeah.
guys.
I don't watch
too.
their shit. I don't watch their podcasts.
I know, me either.
Yeah, but that producer Ben guy left the show, and I was trying to watch it without him, and it's an adjustment, man. I can't do it.
Really?
Yeah, I can't really do
I
it.
need to watch.
He needs to figure it out.
Yeah, he needs a giggler.
He needs a giggler. Yeah, it's like, dude, the giggler was really a big part of the thing.
He doesn't have somebody, but there's no way he actually produces his own stuff now.
No, somebody's producing, but it's just, you know, it's just him there, and it just looks strange. I don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm not so into that. Anyway, let's talk about that saxophone for a second. So, Danny got what is it? Super Balanced Action.
Yeah, SBA.
From 1948.
Yeah, beginning of 1948.
Fucking Kelly from Action Sound down in Texas. He's like a big fan of ours, and he just hooks us the fuck
Did Kelly
up.
write you back?
Yeah, he called me today. You got to call him. God bless this man. He's very, I mean, you know, I think you should talk to him, but he's happy you're happy. And he said, it's like, I put that horn on eBay for 99 cents just to check what it's worth. I keep getting these fucking emails. It's like, and I keep writing them, that shit ain't for sale ever. I just wanted to know how much you're gonna pay for it.
How much?
Huh?
How much did he say?
He said like people were fighting each other over it, and it's just like they like when you do it on eBay, they don't actually start bidding. They just start emailing you.
Oh, really?
So he said like he just got all these people emailing, like, you know, bidding against each other, like on private emails. You know, don't sell it to this guy. I'll give you this much if this guy contacts you. Don't give it to that guy. So,
well, they don't have that many of them.
right.
And because I read, and like this one has, like, I don't know how much the guy played it, but yeah, it has also reads from that time. It's just very strange, and a lot of them don't have the right necks.
Hmm.
Like this one has the original neck, original everything. It's in great shape. Um, I don't know. I'm sure it's worth a lot.
Yeah. No, it's tens of thousands of dollars probably, but it's yeah, just but it sounds
Over 10 for sure. Yeah.
incredible. I mean, you know, when I was when I got the Barlow guitar, I had my buddy Mason come to Chicago. We went to Sweetwater to do some content, and he wasn't into it. Uh, and he basically told me like that he's like he called himself a vintage perv, but like for him, there are only like a few guitars, and everything else tries to be one of those guitars, right? Like it's almost like the sound of a guitar doesn't exist outside of the archetypes of the guitars. You know what I mean? Like all these
Yeah.
guitars that are just a piece of wood with like magnets on it, that sounds like something, is not something unless he can relate it to some kind of
Like
sound.
Les Paul, Strat,
Yeah, yeah. It's a Les
Taylor.
Paul, it's a Strat, it's a Tele, it's maybe a PRS, maybe a handful of other things that like kind of have a signature role, like a Rickenbacker, or there's a Gretsch. They're like these archetypal guitar sounds used by guitar gods, and those are the sounds, and you need to just go with one of those. And a lot of these Luthier made instruments do float somewhere in the middle. They're exotic tone woods, weird frets, stainless steel frets, whatever, like very modern pickups, very modern bridges. They do sound different. So there's when you have a very modern instrument, you're in this kind of fluid territory. Like it's either you're going to be the guy who makes that sound a thing, or it's just going to keep floating out there being in between things. But when you hear a Selmer from like that era, it's just so recognizable, and
It's
it's
not
really
recognizable. It's a
hard
lot
to.
of the stuff is just much better. It's like to me the high notes are so much nicer. Also the altissimo, but not just that. It sounds better. All the modern horn have this thing that's it's also not related in a lot of ways to the way I play tenor. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like I play tenor. Like yesterday, it's the first time for real. The first time that first of all, I play tenor, but it kind of sounds like the stuff I play soprano or con tenor.
mm-hmm,
Do you know what I mean?
uh-huh.
Like it's like the modern horns are for modern like tenor playing, if it makes sense.
In a way,
It's
yeah.
like it's really bright and obnoxious, and but not just that. It's more than that. It's like really specific. It's whatever people play now.
Yeah.
It's not the way I. It's just not the way I play it. So like I was again, if you just listen in the video that we did, it's not a good angle for the saxophone, and it's not just a phone. But it's like to me, even the runs, they sounded better. Everything sounded better. I felt
There's
much
something
freer.
about having the right kind of mid range that puts you rhythmically in a more kind of free floating place where
Yeah,
you just feel like things you're doing are sitting in the music and have impact. I think
yeah,
like for me, I know when the tone isn't great, like now because of my neighbor that you're going to
yeah,
choke, I've been using a lot of these IRs, and a lot of times, especially when I'm playing fast stuff, I have to turn the volume off and basically play without monitoring myself, just hearing the guitar acoustically in the room to feel like I can play really in time. Because when the tone isn't right, again, it sounds fine recorded, but it doesn't sound so great, you know, like when I listen to it through my studio monitors, I can live with how it sounds. It sounds fine, but hearing it as I play doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
easier for me to just play the guitar with nothing.
it's hard for me to explain the thing about the saxophone, but it's also like the low end has a different impact. Do you know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
like it's like I play the saxophone again, both soprano and tenor. Basically, like I play lines all over the instrument, right?
Hmm.
All the time too. And a lot of the more modern stuff, I feel like it's like really boomy low end because it's like the way people use it, like the thing that you go down, you
Hmm.
know, and then really screechy, like screaming altissimo and high end, and they don't really play in the low mid area of the saxophone.
Hmm.
So it's like there is not a lot of stuff there. It's like it just doesn't have I don't know, like the clarity. I don't know. It's just this is much better. I really fucking enjoyed playing it. I played it today too. It's like I really like playing it.
Yeah.
It made me want to get a vintage soprano, but I know from time that probably I won't find something that I like better than mine. But I'm gonna try.
Yeah. Well, those what are the names? Cons or the ones that are supposed to be like the iconic vintage sopranos?
Yeah, I tried those before, but I'll try it again. See, maybe something changed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's instruments are funny. Yeah. I'm curious about my second Barlow he's building. He said he's going to start the neck tomorrow, so we'll see what happens with that one.
What's going on with John's bass?
I don't know. I don't know. Not sure. I think it's gonna. I
I was
mean,
like,
he should be pretty far into it. He's been
I
working
was
on it
like,
for a while.
did you realize that bass is boring?
It is though. Um, yeah, yeah. It sure is. Not the most interesting of instruments, but I don't know, man. There's. It really seems like this next generation of YouTube shredders. You know what? I do think that there are more people now that actually develop like this. I see it on, from the Instagram generation. The skill they have that like people our generation didn't have is repeating entire transcriptions. Like it seems like the high-end player totally learned that way. I actually have a theory because who was I think a video of Gilad Exelman like popped up on my Facebook, and he was playing a headless guitar and Holdsworth licks, and I really think that like one of the symptoms of COVID
He's learning
is
Hogwarts.
it's like it scrambled your lines. Because Guthrie was doing it too, and like a bunch of
Yeah.
other people. There's like a whole headless army that emerged
Well, and then on the other hand, Osnoy was like
playing bebop.
playing hard bop. Yeah.
Ah, dude, it was killing me. By the way, this one guy we talked about last episode, that Pascal Grasso bebop dude. He looks exactly like the professor from Money Heist. I did not know who he looked like forever. And he's just like fucking identical, like spitting image of this guy from a TV show. And it's like, I was like doing elliptical at the gym, and this commercial for Money Heist popped up, and I was just like, thank you, Jesus, man. I was the fucking professor. I knew this dude from somewhere. Like every time I saw him play, I was like, I kind of love you, but I don't know from where. And he's just identical to that actor. So anyone else that hasn't seen Money Heist or has seen this guy play and Money Heist, you're welcome, because that shit was killing me. But yeah,
I
COVID did some bad things to people's playing. It's
also
just
Psyche.
yeah, but
Dude, I went to Walgreens today to get my medicine.
mhm.
Finally, I'm gonna start it tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm gonna survive. And the guy that knows my name
Oh, because you're there so much.
because I'm there so much.
Yeah,
Fucking shit. But I'm there for so much for the same fucking thing. It's
right.
just the shit they give me doesn't work.
Yeah, AIDS.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, no, the stuff for AIDS works.
Okay.
I Yeah, one thing. Yeah, there was a family very in distress because they ran out of vaccines for like 4-year-olds for COVID, and
That's
they're not
great.
gonna get any more until Monday. We think,
Oh my
hopefully,
God,
hopefully. But it's like, dude, how many 4-year-olds are you vaccinated in Walgreens? You know what I mean?
dude. I just I went to get my hair cut and like it like this salon is like the only place that like still requires masks. That like they were really insistent on it, man.
Oh no, they bought
It was
masks back in Milwaukee public transportation now.
really,
Uh-huh.
dude. I just wanted to tell him it's like it's over. It's over, man. But it's not over. They're gonna bring it back.
I was on the front porch today with Alma. She went to see some Halloween decoration of neighbors, and she was playing with Luna. Luna was on a leash on the front porch, and this girl was riding her bicycle on the sidewalk with a mask.
Mm. Yeah, that's nice.
Even Iran looked at her, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I mean, no, this generation that they raised like with it,
Of
you know,
Nazis.
yeah. I mean, I did realize I had this realization that like this couple friends that we had that had like a masky like 3.5 year old that and my wife was more into that than I was, but even she was very laxed comparatively to her friends, and I realized they stopped hanging out with us because they just couldn't bridge the worlds in front of their kids. They could only like that level of strictness and Nazism that they were doing, the show they were putting out for the kids. Like you'd have to be an active participant in it for not to not create huge problems for the
Yeah,
parents
you
who were
didn't
doing it.
wanna. I remember when both of us, we kind of stopped wearing the masks. It was
Hmm.
pretty early.
Yeah,
Um, and again, we would put it on when we have to, but when we didn't have, we would wait for people to tell us,
yeah,
basically. So yeah, I see that,
yeah.
and it's yeah, and they wouldn't want to be the ones telling you because that's kind of fucking weird, right?
Mm. I
Come
just
to your house and tell you.
it's it's nice to be in an era now, even if it's temporary, that I can stop pretend that I ever cared, because in my
Yeah.
heart of hearts, like I just never gave a shit. Like it's just, but I don't care about a
Well,
lot of things.
obviously we
I
took.
don't care about a lot of things that people care about.
Yeah, but this one is still extreme because it's like just to save it to death. Like, dude, some people still are so into it.
Yeah, again, it's not even a right or wrong thing, or
Well, but
like
specifically it is
no,
because
no, no. But
it's
I'm saying, like for me, like when I do the introspection, looking into my own heart, like it's not like this is wrong. Like I never have this feeling like this is you're doing a horrible thing to your
Oh yeah.
kids or you're
Oh
destroying
yeah.
the
I
world.
well
Or
I think you do, but yeah.
yeah, yeah. In my experience, in my lived experience, it's just like I don't give a fuck at all. I just don't care. I have this. It's almost a form of nihilism when it comes to that shit. It's like okay, so
Oh no, I think it's completely child abuse to do
yeah,
that. But
yeah,
what can you do?
yeah,
Most people are fucking crazy. But not the vaccine stuff, whatever. I'm saying the mask.
yeah, yeah, dude. I, but I don't know. I think all these kids are just like at home shredding holes with legs, just like playing these huge random intervals on their
Well,
recorders.
if you're well, you have to think about it. If your way of learning music has to do with transcribing,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden, as an adult, you have all the time at home.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, of course we're gonna end up on whole source.
yeah. You just go to the most extreme, unexplainable,
Yeah.
mystifying thing.
Also, if you've been doing it your whole life, what are you gonna do? Another Hank Mobley solo?
Right.
and you're too hip to do like the generation before you. You don't want to do Kurt Rosenwinkel, so because you already sound like a clone.
Right.
So what can you do? You do some Ben Metheny, and then it's like, okay, what else do I have? Holsworth. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a small in a way, not too much has happened.
Nothing happened. What, in jazz guitar?
Yeah.
How many great jazz guitar players you have that you can transcribe and be like, oh, that's awesome? Not that many.
No. And especially not ones where the internet's going to give you any sort of accolades for succeeding. With
Yeah.
Holdsworth, at least there's a community of people who will always applaud, you know.
And again, if you're really into transcribing, you actually are, you have to put your work in.
Yeah.
It's like to transcribe like a Metheny group thing. Again, Metheny is great, but like some of the solos, I remember when it's
So easy.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's a lot of it is pentatonic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why he was so successful. It sounded pretty good. But yeah, like,
Sounded great. No,
yeah.
and I'm not saying Pen Metheny doesn't have crazy shit going on. I'm just saying it's like you can compare it to Holsworth.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with the Allen thing, it it is weird because I feel like a lot of people kind of fall for like, are into the reaction they get from it, but don't actually like the way these notes sound on chords. You know what I mean? You almost like see it on them when they're playing on the chords. That's like like, are you sure this goes on this?
Well, they don't understand it. It's like we don't understand how we thought. We just,
They just
like
repeat.
when
They
me and
train
you
themselves to
talk, we
repeat.
really try to figure out how people think. They
Hmm.
just, Anyway,
Yeah.
let's be done with now. I'm falling asleep.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Check out all the things. You know where they are. Go to our whatever Bandcamp, Facebook, all that. And thanks for the support. We'll see you guys soon. Bye
All right,
bye.
bye.